Who I am is a tough question.
I've not seen anybody yawn.
No, we started already, or?
Yeah, I mean,
okay, fine.
How do you make that socially responsible citizen, and how do you create them right from the beginning? Because I came from a family that thought like that.
There was no grand plan that, okay, now I've made enough money, now I'm going to go work in the philanthropy world and I'm going to do this. No, there was no grand plan like that. It just happened.
I think the earlier you get in, the more eye-opening it is. When you're young, you feel like maybe you can bring about some real change. Maybe you get inspired one day and you want to do something more, to really change the sector, to really do something for the people.
So my idea of philanthropy has been molded by several experiences. Everybody, I think, does, if you're fairly successful, you do feel like you want to give back. You do see, particularly in a country like India, you see so much around you that you can't desensitize yourself to such a degree that you just say, I don't care. You do care, but you just don't know what to do.
I tear up sometimes. It's so inspiring, and I think it's really humbled me a lot to see how much selfless so many people are.
But more than help, it's the joy in the face of the people you're helping that really makes you say, you've done it. Let's go further. Let's do larger. Let's do more. And with SVP, it's together.
SVP is a movement that inspires individuals to come together, make a difference to themselves, make a difference to the NGO ecosystem, but most importantly, discover who they are and allows them to give a lot more of themselves.
One of the big questions which SVP partners have that, how will I give time? I would love to do this, but where is the time in my busy schedule? It's not SVP which is demanding anything from you. You have come into SVP because you want to bring about a change in yourself and in the world you live in.
So it's a community that is working towards magnifying the change that we want to make. We really do want to make a difference, but how can we catalyze that? How can we amplify that? How can we magnify that? And I think that's where SVP and all of its partners bring together that change.
The more and more partners that come in, get engaged with philanthropy, the more and more NGOs that we work with, and they do really well, we want them to get wings to fly.
That's what SVP creates for you. It's that portfolio of organizations that they are a part of, that you can partner with and learn from.
You know, a lot of people, I talk to them in their 30s, they'll say, Govind, sounds like a great idea. We'll do it after 50. I say, after 50, I'm not going to talk to you after 50. So, you know, what I'm saying is, it's somewhere psychologically, this is the post-stage, certain stage. We need to get them to pivot to say, this is not a post-stage, this is now stage.
I didn't think 5 years back that I would be doing this at all. So how can I be that small piece in the puzzle which can help solve the problem?
I think as long as you have the humility to understand that you don't have the wisdom to really tell someone how to live, but if you can be a catalyst in any way to help with whatever transitions that are evolving, go for it.
And today I feel that the next 10 years have to be the best years of my life. It's not the last 30, it's the next 10. Because the next 10 are ones that will actually make a change to our country. And that's what will give me a purpose.
A very warm welcome to audience members tuning in from all over the country. I am a social entrepreneur, a business coach, and I have been an SVP partner for the past 12 years. My name is Narendra Goidani. SVP India has provided me with a fantastic platform to contribute to the development of our country through the work of nonprofits. In SVP India, I know that our donation goes to thoroughly vetted and credible NGOs. Through SVP, I get to meet and work with like-minded individuals from across the country to build the capabilities of NGO leaders. What is Social Venture Partners? Social Venture Partners, better known as SVP, is the largest network of engaged donors in the world. In India, SVP is present across 8 cities with 800 plus partners who are homemakers, retired executives, professionals, and entrepreneurs alike. As we saw in the video, our vision is threefold. First, to provide individuals with a platform to engage with philanthropy and become lifelong givers. Second, to fund NGOs for their fantastic work. And third, to help NGO teams build their capabilities and therefore create greater social impact. That is exactly what this evening is also about. SVP is back again with the 5th edition of India's biggest virtual philanthropic event, Fast Pitch 2026. First of all, to everyone who has walked this journey with us so far, a very big thank you. Today, you will silently enable all those who are joining us for the first time to believe that this movement is real. To everyone joining us for the first time, a hearty welcome. Every forest started with one seed, and then many other seeds joined to make it a forest. Your presence today will help Fast Pitch grow from a seed to a thriving forest. Today, 10 inspiring non-profit organizations will present to us the story of their impactful work. They have been carefully selected from an application list of over 280 NGOs from across 8 states. These NGOs are working to solve some of the biggest social challenges of our times, issues that transcend urban and rural regions and affect millions of lives. They will express the support they need from large-hearted and compassionate people like us. The NGO leaders were trained by a professional storytelling trainer, Ravi Shankar Iyer, and they were coached by 30 of our super committed SVP partners. On being asked what drove him to create ChatGPT, Sam Altman said, "It was a desire to do a hard thing that really matters rather than do an easy thing that won't really matter." The fact that you are present at this amazing event means you are doing what truly matters. Now take a moment to think. about the power you have as a philanthropist. And add to that power the power of these social leaders. When NGOs doing important work get the wholehearted support from us in ways that really matter, magical social impact happens. The stories you hear today are going to move you, and that's a promise. If you are wondering about how you can support the NGOs today, look at the pinned message in the live chat. It is a donation link that takes you to a fundraiser page. You can donate to any of the 10 NGOs presenting at this event. When you click this link, Give Do's fundraising page opens. You can contribute to the NGOs whose work resonates with you and share your generosity with them. Please keep this link open throughout the event for your ease of donating. And yes, the NGOs will get 100% of the donations that you contribute today. You know, putting together this wide-ranging philanthropic event has truly been a labor of love and effort at SVP for the past 7 months. We are super happy to have you all join us in this journey. At the conclusion of this pitch day, besides your donations, over 70 lakhs will be awarded to all nonprofits by SVP India. Plus, we often get generous contributions from some amazing philanthropists during the event as a matching grant to be given to all 10 NGOs based on the amounts that you contribute today. So watch the tickers on your screen intently to catch this breaking news. We have 3 eminent judges to help us decide the winners of this evening. They are Geeta Goel, co-founder of Translation Endeavors, previously part of the leadership team at Michael and Susan Dell Foundation. We have Mahesh Yagnaraman, Chief of Operations Acumen and Country Director Acumen India. And we have Ronnie Screwvala, co-founder Upgrad and the person who established Swadesh Foundation. At this fast pitch event, NGOs present their work to you, the audience, and to this panel of judges who will evaluate the NGOs based on their approach to solving the social problem, the impact made through their work, and the overall pitch presentation. Our judges clearly have a challenging task ahead of them to select 3 awardees from 10 winners. Let's now begin this evening's fast pitch presentations. I am super excited to bring in my co-host for this evening, Dr. Pratibha Narayanan, co-founder Involve, who along with me will introduce today's fast pitch speakers.
A very good evening and a warm welcome to everyone to SVP India's Fast Pitch 2026. I'm so excited to be here to introduce this year's wonderful finalists doing some deeply challenging work across India.
What a lineup we have this time. Fast Pitch 2026 invited nationwide applications. The organizations presenting today are driving change in some of the most remote and rural communities in India. Fast Pitch is truly a game changer for nonprofits. I know this firsthand since I have been deeply involved in this event in various avatars for the last 4 years. We are confident all 10 amazing organizations who pitch today will receive your precious attention and get the backing they deserve.
As a nonprofit founder myself, I know that Fast Pitch has been a launchpad for so many of us nonprofits, especially those that are relatively small and mid-sized, ones who need that extra visibility at national scale. The storytelling training and coaching that they receive from SVP partners is really valuable in helping them sharpen their organization's pitch for a wider audience. SVP's mission is to enable leaders' capability in pitch making as a lifelong skill that continues to support nonprofit organizations to pitch effectively to various kinds of donors even beyond the event. And so the takeaways from the fast pitch are so much more than just fundraising.
Absolutely agree with you, Pratibha. And now let me leave you with the pleasant task of introducing our amazing speakers.
All right, dear viewers, it's now time to hear from the phenomenal 10 finalists who were selected from the 284 non-profit applications this year. These visionary non-profit organizations are doing some remarkable work to make our country a better place. Do give them all your attention, energy, and support. Some children learn to survive before they ever learn to play. Young children pick waste alongside their mothers before they're old enough to know what school even means. Many, therefore, simply remain trapped in this intergenerational cycle of poverty and exploitation. Jalgaon-based non-profit Vardishnu is working to change this through their Anand Ghars, literally translated as homes of happiness, which are safe, community-based learning spaces for the most marginalized children. To hear more about what makes Anand Ghars unique, let's welcome our first speaker, Advait Dandvante.
Think of a 6-year-old spending her childhood in a dumping ground. Every day, she scavenges through broken glasses and hazardous waste. वहाँ इतना धुआं है कि हम सांस भी नहीं ले सकते. Cuts and bruises are routine. She returns home for a leftover meal and grows up surrounded by addiction, violence, and abuse. Her future is already decided. Marriage at 14, motherhood before 18. I met one such girl in 2013 in Jalgaon, my hometown, and she was not alone. She was among nearly 425 children with whom I interacted as a part of a study. She was also among one of the nearly 10 million children trapped in the vicious cycle of child labor across India. Safe and a happy childhood is the birthright of every child. Yet for millions, it is a long-lost dream. Interaction with that 6-year-old changed the course of my life. My name is Advait, and through my not-for-profit Vardishnu, we are on a quest to create an ecosystem of safe spaces where children from vulnerable backgrounds could experience joyful learning and build brighter futures. As I started interacting more with the children, I realized that they do not simply need another program. They needed a home. So we started with a small step, a community learning center in one of Jalgaon slum. Children called it Anand Ghar. Anand Ghar, a space where an educator will not move for 15 minutes because a child has fallen asleep in her lap. Rooted in love, compassion, respect, and belongingness, Anand Ghar empowers children to transition from child labor to the classrooms with the support of their families and communities. बच्चे कहते हैं ये जगह हमें खुशी देती है और ये हमारे सपनों का घर है. When all this comes together, it creates magic. This is Pratiksha, the same 6-year-old whom I met in 2013. She became the first child to get enrolled in schools through Anand Ghar. Today, she has completed her board exams and now aspires to be an IAS officer. The hand which used to collect waste are now collecting certificates. And again, she is not alone. Through 4 Anand Ghar, we have enrolled 750 children into the schools with a sustenance rate of 94%. 150 of our children have already passed board exams and are now building lives of their own. ये सिर्फ आंकड़े नहीं है, ये कहानियां हैं विश्वास की, दृढ़ता की, ऐसे बच्चे और परिवारों की जिन्होंने अंधेरे से रोशनी तक का सफर तय किया. As Anand Ghar grew, a new question emerged. What next? We had 2 options: deepen our impact in Jalgaon or scale to other geographies. We chose both. This is Sheshraj, born in the Fasepardi community, a denotified tribe labeled as criminals. Sheshraj became the first graduate of his hamlet, breaking a cycle for generations. But he aspired to change the life of all the children from his community. He had the passion, we provided the support. We supported him to create a safe space where children could learn, dream, and thrive. And that sparked a powerful realization. What if every marginalized community in India had someone like Sheshraj? And thus, Bonds Community Collective. a year-long incubation program to identify and support grassroots leaders to create safe spaces for the children from their geographical context. Our leaders represent Musahar, the rat eaters, Nath, the snake charmers, Potraj, deity worshippers who hurt themselves to earn livelihood. ये ऐसे चेहरे हैं जो हमने कभी देखे नहीं है. ये ऐसी आवाजें हैं जो हम तक कभी पहुंचे नहीं है. Today, we have scaled our impact by training 49 grassroots education organizations, creating a multiplier effect of 83 Anandgarh inspired safe spaces, impacting over 20,000 children. This journey was possible because of the people who believed in us, who stood beside us. But this is not enough. There are still millions of children who are still waiting. Over the next 1 year, we aim to deepen our impact in Jalgaon by initiating 3 new Anandgarh. At the same time, go wider by supporting 10 grassroots organizations through community collectives. To make this possible, we need you. In 11 lakh, you can support establish one Anandgarh. 7 lakh will enable us to support and provide training to one grassroots organization. Ultimately, it just costs 7,000 rupees per child per year to create a pathway from vulnerability to opportunity. I do what I do so that every child will have a safe and a happy childhood, a fair chance to take control of their life, to live a life with dignity which they deserve, just like us. I am on a quest and I'm inviting you to be our co-traveler. Thank you.
Thank you, Advait, for the wonderful work you and your team are doing. It's so inspiring to see the positive impact you will create for children in rural India. May you create thousands of more Anandghars in the years to come. Talent is scattered fairly evenly across India, but opportunity is definitely not. For a first-generation student from drought-hit Marathwada in Maharashtra, higher education isn't a path, it's uncharted territory. Our next non-profit Samavesh builds the map, the compass, and the boat for such students to sail off into a brighter future. From mere aspirations into college, this NGO enables access for rural and tribal youth to higher education and government scholarships. They build confidence through career readiness trainings and provide essential industry readiness skills. Let's hear their inspiring journey from their founder, Praveen Nikam.
Hello, my name is Praveen Nikam and I'm founder of Samavesh Action for Impact Foundation. India is a home to the world's largest youth population. But what if the world's largest youth population never got an opportunity to realize its full potential? While working in the states of Maharashtra and Jharkhand, we saw these 4 barriers that prevented young people to successfully transition from education to employability. Lack of legal documentation, due to which many students were unable to access their scholarships. First-generation learners were unable to navigate careers due to limited career guidance. Students coming from historically marginalized communities had unequal access to higher education. And our students who are graduating lacked skills due to which they were unable to transition into employability. This is what we call education to employability gap. I personally relate to this struggle. My parents migrated from rural Maharashtra to an industrial town near Pune. I grew up in a workers' colony where I saw what it means not to have a legal document, a scholarship, and mentoring, and how it impacts a young person's future. It became personal when I met this young girl who was forced to leave school, not because she lacked potential, but she lacked opportunity. I also faced similar challenges in my journey, but I'm grateful to the mentors. For a young person like me coming from rural Maharashtra, growing up in a workers' colony, I was able to complete my law studies. I got a fully funded scholarship to do my master's at London School of Economics. And that's when I realized the power of democratization of opportunity. And so we founded Samavesh, a platform to democratize access to opportunity and education. Meet Samadhan, a first-generation learner coming from a Tier 3 city. Samadhan wanted to pursue higher education, but had limited career opportunities in place. Meet Tanuja, a young person coming from a city in Pune. She wanted to pursue her career in development economics. She never got an opportunity. She had no mentors who could guide her. We work with young people like Tanuja and Samadhan, who come from underserved communities, first-generation learners, young people who are at risk of dropping out of education. At Samavesh, we work from graduation from poverty approach, where the focus is on creating access, enabling learning and opportunity, and then empowering through mobility. When I talk about access, I mean legally documenting undocumented students and then supporting them through untapped scholarships. I'm happy to share we have been supporting the most vulnerable students in collaboration with our government partners. The focus then shifts on academic handholding of our students. Let's not forget our students come from under-resourced schools and colleges. From reading, listening, writing, and helping them chalk out their career pathways, we work with them so that they can prepare for entrance exam after their graduation. And then we work with them to learn necessary skills so that they can confidently transition from education into employability. This is what opportunity looks like. Today, our students study in India's and world's premier universities on a fully funded scholarship. Many of them have graduated and they have transitioned into meaningful careers. They have become local role models in their communities. The work that we were able to do in Maharashtra and Jharkhand, we were able to support more than 1,000 students to access mentoring. 5,000 students were supported to access scholarship worth 13 crores, which covered their tuition and accommodation cost. 800 students were supported to get their legal documentation in place. I'm very grateful to the national and state institutional partners for recognizing our work. I also want to acknowledge the support we have received from government department, CSR partners, incubators, and individual contributors who have enabled us to work at the grassroots. I am aware we can't do this alone. I request you all for your support. We aspire to support 400 students from historically marginalized communities to go through our undergraduate mentoring program so that they can transition into universities in India. We aspire to support 300 students through the industry readiness program so that they can confidently enter employability. And while doing this through community intervention, we also want to strengthen our systems and our team. For this, we need your support and guidance. Samadhan was able to clear his entrance, get into Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics on a fully funded scholarship. He also ended up going to the Ashoka University as a Young India Fellow on a scholarship, and today he's a successful working professional. Tanuja was able to do her career as a development sector professional. She works as a non-profit leader enabling young people. I invite you all to join Samavesh Action for Impact Foundation to democratize access to opportunity and education.
Thank you, Praveen, for your incredible work in transforming the lives of these young people. We sincerely hope, with the understanding and support of our viewers, you will be able to partner with many more colleges and give the much needed career guidance and mentorship to our youth. Every year, thousands of youth move out of India's childcare homes, and then the public system support door simply closes behind them. No family, no roadmap, nowhere to go. Despite aftercare schemes existing under India's Juvenile Justice Act, implementing structured support remains fragmented and inconsistent across most states. Anisha knows this edge personally. Many around her grew up in childcare institutions or orphanages, as we know them. And so she and many youth like her came together to build a bridge, a tech-enabled platform creating India's youth-led aftercare network. It is my immense pleasure to introduce the co-founder of Click. Please join me in welcoming Anisha Sharma.
चलिए शुरू करते हैं एक सवाल के साथ। आपका 18 बर्थडे कैसा था? शायद आपको बहुत सारे गिफ्ट्स मिले होंगे या आपने अपनी फैमिली या फिर फ्रेंड्स के साथ सेलिब्रेट किया होगा। आज मैं आपको एक ऐसी लड़की से मिलवाना चाहती हूँ जिसका 18 बर्थडे बिल्कुल अलग था। उसने उस दिन अपना घर यानी चाइल्ड केयर इंस्टीट्यूशन यानी ऑर्फनेज छोड़ना पड़ा था। क्या आपको पता है हर बच्चा जो ऑर्फनेज में आता है उसे 18 के होने के बाद अपना ऑर्फनेज छोड़ना पड़ता है और उसे केयर लीवर कहते हैं। आपको कैसा महसूस होगा लिविंग योर होम एट 18 विद नो सपोर्ट, नो आइडेंटिटी, नो फ्यूचर? चलिए वापस आते हैं उस लड़की की कहानी पे। वो लड़की मैं थी। मेरा नाम अनीशा है। मैं CEO एंड को फाउंडर क्लिक यानी केयर लीवर इनर सर्कल फोरम। जब मैं 2017 में दिल्ली के ऑर्फनेज से निकली थी तो ना मेरे पास रहने के लिए घर था, ना पढ़ाई थी, ना कोई फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट था। मैं अपने ही स्ट्रगल्स में उलझी हुई थी। फिर मेरी मुलाकात गिरीश से हुई। गिरीश भी राजस्थान के ऑर्फनेज से निकले थे विद सेम चैलेंजेस। तो हम दोनों ने देखा कि हर साल 50,000 बच्चे ऑर्फनेज से निकलते हैं अपने 18th बर्थडे पर इमीडिएटली। तो हमने सोचा कि क्यों ना हम एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म बनाए हम बच्चों के लिए। विद दिस थॉट क्लिक वॉज बॉर्न, केयर लीवर इनर सर्कल फोरम। क्लिक एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जो फॉर द केयर लीवर्स बाय द केयर लीवर्स बनाया गया है। आवर मिशन इज टू मेक केयर लीवर्स सेल्फ रिलायंट। हमारे केयर से करियर तक के प्रोग्राम में 2 प्रोग्राम्स हैं। पहला है लॉन्च पैड प्रोग्राम जो 15 से 18 साल के बच्चों के लिए हैं जो ऑर्फनेज में रहते हैं। हम उन्हें लाइफ स्किल, मेंटल हेल्थ, करियर सेशंस प्रोवाइड करते हैं। साथ ही हम गवर्नमेंट की जो आफ्टर केयर स्कीम है उसमें अवेयरनेस एंड एनरोलमेंट सपोर्ट देते हैं। सेकंड है हमारा एक्सेलरेशन प्रोग्राम जहां पे हम 18 से ऊपर वाले बच्चों के साथ काम करते हैं। उन्हें हम केयर किट प्रोवाइड करते हैं विद ऑल द नेसेसरी आइटम्स फॉर बीइंग इंडिपेंडेंट। आवर मेन फोकस इज ऑन डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, ग्रुप हाउसिंग एंड स्किल एंड ट्रेनिंग। हमारा एक नेशनल हेल्पलाइन नंबर भी है जो 24/7 है। मोस्टली कॉल्स वी हैव रिसीव फॉर हाउसिंग, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, जॉब एंड emergency fund. Till the date today, we have received 30,000 calls to avoid mental distress. हमें रात के 2 बजे भी कॉल्स रिसीव्ड होते हैं। क्लिक ने अभी तक क्या बिल्ड किया है 5 साल में? राजस्थान से शुरू हुई ये कहानी आज वेस्ट बंगाल, मध्य प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड तक पहुंच चुकी है। हम अभी तक 240 ऑर्फनेजेस तक पहुंच चुके हैं जहां पे हमने 3000 केयर लीवर्स को अपने नेटवर्क में जोड़ लिया है और हम उन्हें कुछ इस तरह सपोर्ट कर चुके हैं। यही नहीं, सिस्टम को चेंज करने के लिए हमने इन 2023 हमने द देन मिनिस्टर ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट श्री स्मृति ईरानी जी से मिले, उनसे सिफारिश की टू सॉल्व द एड्रेस प्रूफ फॉर केयर लीवर्स। उन्होंने एक लेटर इशू किया टू ऑल द 36 स्टेट्स एंड यूटीज कि गवर्नमेंट का एड्रेस ही केयर लीवर्स का एड्रेस प्रूफ रहेगा टिल द एज ऑफ 23। उसके साथ साथ हम चाहते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट की जो आफ्टर केयर स्कीम है वो हर केयर लीवर तक पहुंचे, जिसके लिए हमने 40 लाख रुपीस अनलॉक करवाए हैं गवर्नमेंट से। इस सफर को पूरा करने में हमें सफल हुए क्योंकि थ्रू ऑल दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एंड रिकॉग्निशंस। यही नहीं, कुछ मेंटर्स भी हमारे साथ जुड़े इस मिशन में। हमें हैंड होल्ड सपोर्ट करने के लिए। सो हमारा जो गोल है इस साल का वो ये है टू सस्टेन एंड स्ट्रेंथन आवर प्रोग्राम अक्रॉस 4 states and reaching 30,000 caregivers in the next 3 years by offering the Launchpad and Acceleration program. We want to scale up our technology to operate National Helpline and the tech platform for data intelligence. So इसके लिए हमें अभी हमारा जो इस साल का जो बजट है वो है 2 करोड़ रुपए, जिसमें we requiring 50,000 rupees per child for the Launchpad program and 75,000 per caregiver for the acceleration program. Because मैं आज भी भूल नहीं पाई हूँ मेरा 18th बर्थडे, क्योंकि जब मैं 18 की हुई थी I have no cakes, no candles, only a bag packed and a door which saying that your time is over here. So आज मैं आप सबसे कमिटमेंट मांगना चाहती हूँ। अर्ज किया है, कोई वेटर, कोई पेंटर, कोई कहीं पे गार्ड बना, मजबूरी का मजदूरी का जीवन ही पाएगा क्या, पहचान बता पाया ना जो पहचान बना पाएगा। तो आज मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप और क्लिक मिलकर उन हजारों बच्चों की पहचान बनाएं इस केयर से करियर तक के सफर में। थैंक यू।
It's truly inspiring to see the extensive impact that Click has made in such a short time. Thank you, Anisha, for your team of youth champions and for the unwavering dedication and sharing your heartfelt story with us today. All present in the audience today, we thank you so much for making the time and joining us to hear these stories that are going to continue to move you. But don't forget, there is a donation link in the live chat window on the right side of your screen, which will take you to the give.do site to make donations within the fundraisers created for each of our presenting or non-profit organizations. 100% of your donations will be given to the non-profit organization. Go on and donate generously to support the initiatives that are presented here today. Moving on, in India, growing up with an intellectual or developmental disability often means growing up excluded. Every parent of a child with an intellectual disability carries one quiet but terrifying question in their heart. What will happen to my child after I'm gone? Srishti Village in Tamil Nadu is an integrated ecosystem where adults with intellectual disabilities don't just receive genuine care. It's where they build meaningful lives, working and belonging. That's when a question like, after I'm gone, stops bringing fear. Let's give a huge round of applause as we hear from Karthikeyan Ganeshan about the incredible work Srishti Foundation is doing in South India.
When I first met Valli, she was pregnant. She didn't know who had abused her. She's a woman with an intellectual disability. She looks like an adult, but mentally she's like a child. Even someone gently touched her hand, she would scream in fear. Her aging mother kept asking me the heartbreaking question, can you save my daughter? Valli reminded me why I started this journey. After schooling, I volunteered in an orphanage. Later, it became my home for 12 years. Almost every day, we received an abandoned child with a disability for food and shelter. Once they became an adult, there was nothing for them to do. This led to aggression and violent behavior. And the only solution was lifelong sedation through medication. This made me to leave the orphanage. I travel across India to find the solution. Then I realized the problem is not only in the orphanage. There are 20 million people with intellectual disability live in India. Among them, 70% are live in a remote rural village without any support. And I discovered farming could be a meaningful livelihood for them. So I started a small kitchen garden. One day, I gave a tiny seeds to a young man with an intellectual disability. He asked me, Anna, what is this? I said, it's a seed. Plant it, it will grow. He didn't believe me. So we planted together. After a few days, he found 2 leaves emerged from the soil. He jumped with joy. After a few months, he harvested a lot of vegetable and proudly brought to the kitchen. First time in his life, he was not just receiving help, he was contributing. That contribution gave confidence and dignity. That tiny seeds led me to start Srishti Foundation. Today, we have proven that this model works. For the past 13 years, we have been working in a remote rural villages, supporting a children and adult with intellectual disability who have no access to any services. At Srishti, we provide therapy, medical care, special education, nutritious food, a safe home, and a joyful environment. But what truly makes our model unique? We are using the farming as a therapy to heal. Through dairy farm, chicken farm, vegetable gardening, young adult with intellectual disability, they build their skills, build their confidence, generate income, and lead an independent and dignified life. Today, they found the true meaning in their life. Income generated through all this farm help us to sustain our community. Over the years, we have supported 1,600 children and adults. We sensitized 50,000 rural people. Every day, 300 children and adults who receive support. And this is possible only because of dedicated team and our funders. When Valli came to Srishti, she was so scared, traumatized. But when she touched the soil, she found the hope. When she planted the seed, she found the future. When she harvested the vegetable, she found the meaning in her life. Today, Valli is one of the happiest people I know. But Valli is not alone. Meet Esmina, an abandoned, abused Bengali girl right now in Tamil Nadu. Nobody knows how she reached here. Like Esmina, there are 10 million women with an intellectual disability in India, 3 times more vulnerable to abuse. Whenever I meet parents, they are always asking the same question. What will happen to my daughter after I'm gone? For years, I had no answer. That is why we are building a Srishti village, a self-sustaining community for women with an intellectual disability. We teach a simple, safe, reputable task like farming that provide food and generate income. Food processing will create a value-added product, and art and craft create a meaningful employment. Together, this livelihood give dignity, purpose, and income will help us to sustain the community. We are not just building a home, we are building a model that can be replicated across India. To build this community, we have land. The vision is clear. Now we need partners to build it. To build one home for 15 women, we need 35 lakhs. We need 4 such homes. To build one livelihood, we need 10 lakhs. With your contribution of 25,000 will help us to support 5 women with an intellectual disability with nutritious food, medical care, menstrual hygiene support. Any contribution, big or small, everything will help us. My dream is that one day I can tell to every parent, please don't worry. Your daughter has a home. She has a community. She has a future. I invite you all, please join us in building a safe home for Valli and thousands of women like her. Thank you.
Thanks, Karthikeyan, for sharing your journey with us. We hope that you and your team can build wonderful homes for women with developmental disabilities and give them lives of honor and grace. Last year, India retrieved nearly 49,000 corneas from eye donations, 49,000 gifts of sight. However, only a fragment of these even reached the ones in darkness. In India, corneal blindness continues to affect lakhs of people, many of whom could regain their vision if access to timely care and donor corneas was better organized. Swapnil and his team at Disha Education Foundation looked at this gap and refused to accept it as normal. They built a technology-driven system to make sure the gift of eyesight finds its way to thousands of people. The bridge between an eye donor and a stranger's sight is one man's stubborn belief that no light should go unclaimed. Please welcome Swapnil Gawande as he shares his inspiring journey with us.
मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या आपने मरणोपरांत नेत्रदान का संकल्प किया है? Have you pledged for eye donation after your death? Think about it. A family says yes for eye donation in one of the darkest moments of their lives, with a hope that someone else may find light of their lives. But here is a shocking fact about what happens with this act after. Due to fragmented eye banking, 7 out of 10 donated eyes in India never give eyesight to someone through transplantation. They just simply land up in biomedical waste. Imagine, जो आंखें किसी को दुनिया दिखा सकती थी, वो आज syringe and vial के साथ biomedical waste में पड़ी है. Hi, I am Swapnil Arun Gawande, founder of Disha Education Foundation, and for last 20 years, my team and I have been working on this problem by building strongest network of eye banks in Maharashtra. Let's understand the problem. Cornea is glass-like outermost layer of an eye. If it gets damaged, it leads to corneal blindness. The good news is it can be treated through corneal transplantation, but the process is very challenging and complex. A donated cornea has to be retrieved within 6 to 8 hours after death. It needs to be tested, preserved, matched, and transported. Every single step must be done in right time frame every single time. If one step fails, the sight is lost forever. That's why corneal blindness is not just a medical problem. It's a system problem, supply chain problem. That's why we are building a complete value chain for corneal donation. We are strengthening the entire eye banking ecosystem by building a network of eye bank where eye donation facility is not available. Training manpower and managing the process end to end. We have created a portal which is tracking each and every eye donation from donor to recipient. And now AI is helping us to do a predictive analysis and finding the suitable recipient for the cornea, reducing the rejection rate and increasing the utilization rate up to 90%. We started our work in a small rented place in Amravati in 2011. Gradually, we expanded in different districts of Maharashtra, and 20 years later, we have a strategically placed network of eye bank across the state. We have screened more than 3 lakh people through our mobile eye care unit and helped facilitate over 12,700 corneal donations. 1 out of 5 corneal transplantation happening in Maharashtra comes through our network. And most importantly, when the national cornea utilization rate remains 3 out of 10, that is 30%, our utilization rate is 9 out of 10, which is 90%. We ensure that these assets are never discarded. But there is a long way to go. 17 million people in India live with blindness. Every year, 25 to 30,000 cases are being added. To cater such a larger need, we aspire to build for Disha International Eye Bank what Arvind has built for eye care, an institution which combines quality, scale, and compassion. And for this next leap, we invite your partnership. We need your support for getting a permanent home for Disha International Eye Bank, where we can expand our work, scale up with technology, and most importantly, create a quality impact for coming decades. We need a specular microscope because our current machines are aging, and without corneal assessment, our 9 in 10 utilization rate is at risk. We need a pre-cut machine to provide a precisely cut corneal tissue to the surgeon. All these impact need an investment of 1.8 crore rupees. Even a donation of 15,000 will help us incur the cost in one eye donation. We're thankful to all our partners for helping us out in the journey so far. When I was 12 years old, a very close friend of mine lost his vision due to corneal blindness. I watched how blindness affected every aspect of his life, his education, his confidence, and eventually his future. That time, I remember asking a simple question, अगर treatment है, तो उसे time से मिली क्यों नहीं? The good news is, the solution is available, and we have proved that we can do it. Now we invite you to build a future where no cornea is wasted and no one remains in the darkness. Thank you.
What stands out in Swapnil's vision distinctively is the system
You to build a future where no cornea is wasted and no one remains in the darkness. Thank you.
What stands out in Swapnil's vision distinctively is the systems level approach to solving a nationwide healthcare issue. Their impact is already significant and tells us that restoring sight is not just a medical intervention, but a pathway back to education, livelihoods, and dignity. Thank you to everyone at Disha Education Foundation for your remarkable dedication.
We are sure you are having a wonderful evening listening to these phenomenal social leaders. The causes are so beautifully varied, hai na? Your support will enable making a difference to thousands of lives that these NGOs work with. Thank you to all who have been donating to the individual fundraisers of the 5 NGOs who have presented so far. For the rest of us who joined a little later, don't forget to look at the pinned message in the live chat. It is a donation link that lets you contribute to the NGOs presenting at the event today. I now invite 2 wonderful people who are committed to uplifting the social sector. In this fireside chat, they will share their views on the work of grassroots non-profit organizations, philanthropy, and SVP's support to NGOs to build their capabilities. Uttara Narayanan is the co-founder and managing trustee of NGO Buzzwoman and an SVP investee in our Bangalore chapter for 3 years. Joining her is Subhashish Mishra. He is the Vice President of Human Resources for Schneider Electric and an SVP Bangalore partner for the past 2 years.
Hi, Shubhashish.
Hi, Uttara. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Great to see you and great to be having this chat with you.
Likewise, likewise. You know, I've always been curious to know that how did you become an SVP partner? Why did you become a partner?
Yeah, great question. You know, I've been working for 25 years in HR and organization, and I've always wanted to do something for the community, and it's very hard to figure out what's the entry point. And that's when SVP came serendipitously. And this model of engaged philanthropy, which is not just funding, not just money, but also bringing your skills, your network to use, was really fascinating to me. And I just didn't have to think much. I just jumped right in, and it's been a great journey. So that was the backstory.
Lovely, lovely to know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I would love to ask you a couple of things that I've always wanted to ask. From the NGO standpoint, you run Buzzwomen, you founded Buzzwomen. there's a lot of myths about how people see NGOs in India. Now, if you could change one thing about how people see NGOs in India, what would that be?
I think one of the things is about how NGOs are just doing some, hobby work, side work. People don't realize the amount of professionalism that goes into it, because from the outside it seems a little unstructured, it seems slow, because we are working with human beings, we are working with behavioral change, we are working with systems and structures and institutions that are not really easy to
Right.
move and change. So I think if people can understand from the outside that this is difficult work that has been happening
Yep.
to make sure that there is systems change and the institutions are ready so that there is equity in this country. And for that, sometimes it looks not so corporatish from the outside, but it is real work that is happening.
Yeah, I can relate to that, Uttara. But I'm curious to know, beyond the funding, what has actually changed for Buzzwomen as a result of your partnership with SVP India?
I think one of the main things that has happened is the relationship that I've built with whether the lead partners or other partners. I feel that they have my back. These are people who are not just advising, but going on this journey along with Buzz to be able to impact the cause together. And it doesn't feel like I have to hide something or I'm reporting to somebody. So it's not a general donor-donee kind of relationship. It's really a partnership that I feel with the SVP partners.
That's great. I relate to that too.
Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice that you also have that. But I'm also wondering, while working with NGOs, what has been your experience? Like my experience, like I said, is more of a partnership, but have you felt that as a partner also?
Yeah, it's been fascinating. Of course, it's been a great learning experience. What surprised me about working with NGOs is I thought, because of my experience, I'll just start utilizing my skills right away. But that became pretty apparent that I couldn't do that. So I had to start unlearning my own past and start listening and learning from NGO partners and founders more, because things are different. And one has to drop all the experience and the assumptions of skills and then start being really curious and listen to people and NGOs and founders first. So that was really a great learning experience for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unlearning, basically, like
Yes,
you say,
absolutely.
from what you have now. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And what was the most surprising part for you when you started working with NGOs?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. One is, unlike the corporate world that I was used to, I think the raw emotions that you feel on the ground just hit me really first. I remember going to a field visit and listening to a few volunteers and few team leaders about their life's journey and how the kind of difficulty that they have lived through, and I could see tears in the room. I wasn't prepared for that. So I think the first is just the visceral experience of emotions. But beyond that, it's just, I think the speed in which you expect things to move. Of course, they don't move in the same speed as corporate world. So one has to adapt to understanding what is impact, what is results, what is speed. And I had to kind of adapt to that. But it's, once you adapt to that, I think it's a beautiful experience.
Lovely. Lovely to know that.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of people are watching us today, and they're probably wondering, how can they help? So from your vantage point, what's the smallest thing a viewer can do today to support Fast Pitch and the NGOs?
I think the first thing they can do is just click that donate button and please give whatever you can. I believe that every rupee matters, every 100 rupee matters, and boond boond se banta sagar, as they say. So it's very important that you contribute. And of course, in whatever way you can, if you can connect with one NGO, understand the work on the ground and be able to contribute in any other way, whether it is through your time online, mentoring their team members, or doing some research for them, any of this, if you could do, that would be great.
That's great.
And yeah, what about you? What do you think that the viewers who have joined today can do to contribute to the NGOs?
Yeah, great question. Well, I see myself in the viewers because I've been on the other side for a long time, wondering how do I help communities. So one of the things that changed for me once I started working with SVP is the expectation of impact. Like before joining SVP, you were always wondering, how do I make a big impact? And I could never get to do that, right? So to me, anyone who's listening, watching, start small, like you suggested, whether in terms of money, but also in terms of just action. Take one small action. Just go volunteer, just listen to somebody in the community, and slowly, you'll make an impact without you realizing. And then that one impact, that one little conversation, that one thing that you might have changed in somebody's life is good enough. And then one step at a time. So that's what I would say.
Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Great conversation.
Yes.
So thank you for the chat. Now, thank you for everything that you do for a lot of women and communities as a buzzwoman. And I'm handing it back to Naren to help us proceed with the rest of the NGOs.
Hola! Good to be back again. Did you miss me? It's time to hear from the next 5 wonderful finalists who are working to solve some of our country's most pressing social problems. In villages across Gadchiroli in Maharashtra, for a woman in her period, it means exile to a small isolated hut far away from her home. No food to eat, no school to attend, and sometimes no timely medical help even to save her life. Estimates share that adolescent girls lose nearly 5 school days every month due to this practice. This increases long-term school dropout risks and reinforces cycles of gender inequality. To fight this age-old tradition head-on, Dr. Dilip Barsagade sat with the communities, the Gram Sabhas, with every man and woman till he understood how to bring change from within. To share Spars's story of breaking an injustice-laced social taboo, please join me in welcoming Dr. Dilip Barsagade.
नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर दिलीप बारसागड़े, स्पर्श संस्था से। आज आप सबसे मैं एक अहम सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ। क्या आप अपने घर के किसी महिला सदस्य को मेंस्ट्रुएशन के कारण घर से बाहर निकालते हो? उससे ये कहते हो कि जब तक आप पीरियड्स में हो तब तक घर में नहीं आ सकते। शायद आप ऐसा सपने में भी नहीं सोचोगे, लेकिन गढ़चिरौली जिले के साथ साथ पूर्व महाराष्ट्र और छत्तीसगढ़ की लाखों महिलाओं के लिए यह सपना एक हार्श रियलिटी है। ये वही कुर्मा घर है जहां आदिवासी समुदाय की महिलाओं को पीरियड्स के पूरे समय के लिए रहना पड़ता है। कोई दरवाजा नहीं, कोई खिड़की नहीं, कोई बाथरूम नहीं, खाने पीने के लिए बाहर के व्यक्ति पर निर्भरता, सोने के लिए फटा कंबल, कोई बिजली नहीं। चाहे जितने दिन वो कुर्मा घर में रहती है, ना तो वो अपने घर जा सकती है, ना तो वो गांव के रास्ते पर चल सकती है, ना गांव से पानी ले सकती है, ना गांव से खाना ले सकती है। एक तरह से लिए पूरे समय के लिए गांव के लिए वह छूत रहती है। चाहे स्कूल जाने वाली छोटी बच्ची हो, चाहे वो कॉलेज में पढ़ने वाली युवती हो, चाहे वो मुखिया हो, सरपंच हो, या आंगनवाड़ी सेविका हो, या आशा वर्कर हो, जो कोई भी हो, अगर वो पीरियड में है तो उसको कुर्मा घर जाना ही पड़ेगा। स्कूल से वंचितता, रोजगार से छुटकारा और मेंटल और फिजिकल हरेसमेंट, ये कुर्मा घर के दिखने वाले सबसे बड़े दुष्परिणाम है। जयंती बाबूराव गावड़े, एटापल्ली टोला के एक सोशल एक्टिविस्ट, जिसने हमारे सपोर्ट में, हमारे समर्थन में हमेशा खड़ी रही। तेज बुखार होने के बावजूद भी उसे कुर्मा घर जाना पड़ा। 2 दिन धुआंधार बारिश थी और तीसरे दिन वो कुर्मा घर में मरी पड़ी मिली। जयंती की मृत्यु ने हमें झंझोड़ कर रख दिया। जयंती अकेली नहीं थी जिसकी कुर्मा प्रथा ने जान ली। पिछले 10 सालों में हमने 32 ऐसे डेट आइडेंटिफाइड किए जो इस अमानवीय प्रथा की शिकार बनी है। आज अकेले गढ़चिरौली जिले में 1.5 लाख से ज्यादा महिलाएं इस जानलेवा प्रथा का सामना कर रही है, लेकिन समाज चुप खड़ा है। हम चुप नहीं बैठे, हम महिलाओं के पास में गए, उनसे संवाद किया, इस प्रथा की गहराई को समझा। हम आज तक करीबन 12.5 लाख महिलाओं से 1-to-1 बात की है। एक भी महिला हमें ऐसी नहीं मिली कि जिसने कहा कि मैं खुशी से कुर्मा घर जाती हूँ। सबने कहा हमें इस कैद से आजादी चाहिए। इससे हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ा और साथ में कॉज के प्रति कमिटमेंट दी। इस कस्टम की सबसे बड़ी विक्टिम एडोलसेंट गर्ल थी। वो किताबों में पढ़ती थी, मेंस्ट्रुएशन इज अ नेचुरल एंड बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस लेकिन इसी प्रोसेस के कारण उनको अछूतो भरी जिंदगी जीनी पड़ती थी। तो हम स्कूल गए, कॉलेज गए, वहाँ 6 महीने हर वीक चलने वाले मेंस्ट्रुएशन हेल्थ मैनेजमेंट का ट्रेनिंग लिया और वहीं से पीयर एजुकेटर तैयार किए। हमने ये जाना कि जब तक पुरुषों का इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं होगा तब तक इस प्रोसेस को हम आगे नहीं ले पाएंगे। तो हमने कॉर्नर मीटिंग्स ली, पुरुषों का विश्वास संपादन किया और हमने ये देखा पुजारी, भूमका, वैदू, गायता, ये जो ट्रेडिशनल फेथ लीडर्स है, जो गांव के कल्चरल हेड होते हैं, उनको हमने हमारे साथ जोड़ा और हमने बदलाव देखा। स्नेहल उसेंडी, जामबड़ी की महिला, उसने कहा कि अब मैं जान गई हूं मेंसेस कोई अभिशाप नहीं है, तो मैं कुर्माघर नहीं जाऊंगी। गांव पंचायत बैठी, लेकिन उसका पति जो पुरुष संवाद सत्र का हमारा साथी था, वो स्नेहल के साथ डटकर खड़ा रहा। गांव पंचायत को झुकना पड़ा। स्नेहल अब कुर्माघर नहीं जाती, तो उसको देखकर और गांव की 10 लड़कियां कुर्माघर नहीं जा रही है। स्नेहल के एक कदम बढ़ाने से गांव में बदलाव देखने को मिला। आज स्पर्श ने 350 विलेजेस तक अपना काम फैलाया है। 35,000 महिलाएं हमारे साथ जुड़ चुकी हैं, जिनमें से 12,500 महिलाओं को हमने प्रशिक्षण दिया है। 4,000 एडोलसेंट गर्ल्स पीयर एजुकेटर के रूप में काम कर रहे हैं और 82 मेल कम्युनिटी चैंपियंस हमारे साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर खड़े हैं। लेकिन इस आंकड़ों से परे भी हमें बदलाव देखने को मिला। सीताटोला की कुछ महिलाएं हमारे पास आई, उन्होंने कहा कि हम ऐसी जगह बनाना चाहते हैं जहां पीरियड्स वाली और नॉन पीरियड्स वाली महिलाएं साथ में आए। हमने कुछ संसाधनों के साथ पहल की। महिलाओं ने 1 साल पसीना बहाया और श्रमदान करके उन्होंने मावास कना लोन खड़ा किया, जिसका अर्थ होता है मेरे हक का घर। वो वहां आती है, साथ में रहते हैं, अपने स्वास्थ्य के बारे में, परिवार के बारे में, इतना ही नहीं तो गांव के विकास के बारे में भी वहां चर्चा करती है। वहां रखी सिलाई मशीन से वो सैनिटरी पैड सीती है, बाजू के किचन गार्डन से पौष्टिक सब्जियां उगाती है, रोज के खाने में इस्तेमाल करती है। वो महज अब एक घर नहीं रहा, तो पूरे गांव के लिए वो परिवर्तन का केंद्र बन गया है। हम ऐसे ही 4 परिवर्तन के केंद्र और बनाना चाहते हैं, जहां 3,300 महिलाएं अपने डिग्निटी के साथ, स्वाभिमान के साथ, आत्मनिर्भरता के साथ जीने के लिए उनके खुद का ओन स्पेस मिलेगा। 2 साल के बिहेवियर चेंज प्रोग्राम को लेकर खड़े होने वाले एक मावा आस्कना लोन के लिए 15 लाख रुपए लगते हैं। हमें 4 मावा आस्कना लोन के लिए 60 लाख रुपए की आवश्यकता है। हमारा लक्ष्य है आने वाले 3 सालों में हम ऐसे ही 10 मावा आस्कना लोन के रूप में चेंज सेंटर खड़ा करना चाहते हैं। तो आइए चुप्पी तोड़ते हैं, खामोशी छोड़ते हैं और एक ऐसी जगह का निर्माण करते हैं जहां हर आदिवासी लड़की बिना शर्म के, बिना डर के, बिना भेदभाव के अपने सपनों के साथ जी सके। आपने मुझे सुना, आपका धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Dr. Dilip, for sharing about the truly heart-touching work done by Sparsh. Engaging tradition-bound leaders, men, boys, and women in conversations around dignity, health, and equality is a real game changer. My dear friends, do show your support for Sparsh's fantastic work. Did you know that in our beloved India, close to 57% of women are anemic and almost 67% newly born children carry the same quiet inheritance of anemia? Among pregnant women, anemia significantly increases the risk of maternal mortality, premature births, and low birth weight. Vaishnavi Welfare and Charitable Trust decided that such an inheritance from mother to child must be broken. Working inside the government health system across rural Tamil Nadu, their programs have supported thousands of infants and women. To share with you what it takes to finally interrupt a cycle which has been centuries in the making, please join me in welcoming Deepa Jagan.
This is Lakshmi. She is from Culminates Hills, a tribal belt in Tamil Nadu. If you were to meet her, you might imagine she's in her 5th grade, but she's actually in her 7th grade. She weighs 23 kgs, but her ideal weight is 40 kgs. She's malnourished. Now, to understand why, we might have to go back to a time when she was in her mother's womb. Janaki, during her pregnancy, was underweight. She also had iron deficiency called anemia. She would feel weak and tired all the time. When a mother is malnourished and anemic, she passes that on directly to her baby. And this cycle moves from one generation to another. Imagine soil without nutrients. How can it produce a healthy tree? And the consequences for this baby is for a lifetime. The brain development is impaired in the womb. In the school, it can't study very well. The working capacity is low in adulthood, and so the earning potential is also low. This is why we, Vaishnavi Welfare and Charitable Trust, work towards breaking this cycle of malnutrition and anemia at its roots. And we've been doing this for the past 12 years. Vanakkam, I'm Deepa. As a mother myself, I believe every woman should go through her pregnancy feeling nourished and supported. This is India's reality. 30% of Indian children are malnourished and 60% of women and children are anemic. What a huge loss of human potential. When we hear a child is underweight, we assume that there's no food, which could be possible, to plug this drain that go through her pregnancy feeling nourished and supported. This is India's reality. 30% of Indian children are malnourished and 60% of women and children are anemic. What a huge loss of human potential. When we hear a child is underweight, we assume that there's no food, which could be possible. To plug this drain, the government has multiple schemes. Food and supplements are reaching people. But there is an important element to malnutrition that is rarely addressed. When you eat your food, your body should have the ability to break it into nutrients, absorb it, and assimilate it to growth and repair. And if this system is broken, your gut is weak. It's like having a leaky bucket with holes. It can't hold nutrition or use it. And this is called hidden hunger. Hidden hunger is a complex problem. It cannot be sorted with a pill. Our trustees, Dr. Malini and Dr. Niraimati, create comprehensive programs with the medical team to restore gut health and absorption. We have two programs. Jeevani is for children in residential schools and Shakti is for pregnant women. Lakshmi studies in this residential school in Culminates Hills. There are 200 children studying there. Before Vaishnavi Trust intervention, 10 to 20 children would fall sick every day, which is a typical sign of malnutrition. What is unique about Jeevani is we first restore the gut health and absorption using Ashwagandhadi Churna, and then we complement their daily meals with ragi sundal, which is high in protein, and this helps with growth and immunity. With periodic doctor assessments, we noted 90% of the children had better immunity. Girls had better menstrual health. The best place to break this cycle of malnutrition and anemia is through the mother. Kokila, during her first pregnancy, was underweight, anemic, and she had severe morning sickness. She could barely eat anything. Her first baby was underweight at 2.2 kgs. Shakti is a program which is implemented in a primary healthcare system with the ASHA workers. Kokila was given government-approved Siddha supplements to first reduce her morning sickness, then increase her iron absorption and immunity. Her second baby weighed 3.2 kgs. A 1 kilogram increase for a baby means a healthier and a happier life. Babies once born at 1.9 kgs are now being born at 2.5 kgs because mothers are gaining at least 8 kilograms during their pregnancies. Hemoglobin is up by at least 1.33 grams. Healthier mothers, stronger babies, and this is the difference that we are making. We started with 80 children in one home. Today, we serve 600 children. 50 pregnancies in one primary healthcare center to 1,800 annual pregnancies. We are raising 70 lakh rupees for Culminates Hills. We want to increase the number of our children from 600 to 1,000, support 1,000 pregnancies. 10,000 rupees supports one mother, one child for a healthier life. Every time I visit a school or a primary healthcare center in Culminates Hills, I see Lakshmis, Kokilas with their little babies all fighting hidden hunger. I know that we are not doing enough. Will you help us break this cycle of malnutrition and anemia for them? Thank you.
They say that the smallest of light can defeat the biggest of darkness. Thank you, Deepa and Vaishnavi Trust, for defeating the darkness in thousands of women and children's lives. Reminding our wonderful audience to use the donation button linked in the live chat on the right side of your screen. Your support will help these non-profit organizations fulfill their missions in the communities they work with and reach many, many more lives. And in case you wish to donate to all the NGOs equally, please choose the United for Greater Good fundraiser link. In India, becoming a doctor often depends less on talent and more on affordability. Coaching classes have increasingly become the gateway to competitive exams. For the tribal students in Gadchiroli and Melghat regions of Maharashtra, the community therefore simply does not exist because they are so poor. Dr. Atul Dhakne asked one radical question: shall the children of the poor not become doctors? He and some other socially conscious young doctors took it upon themselves to build a ladder of hope, free, neat coaching for tribal youth. The ones who made it as doctors through this program, through Lift for Upliftment coaching, are ready to hold the ladder for the next cohort of youths from Melghat. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Atul Dhakne.
These are some beautiful pictures from Melghat and Gadchiroli, the tribal regions of Maharashtra. But behind this stunning beauty lies tragic truth. In this region, one child dies every alternate day. Infant mortality rate is so high that it is double the state average. To solve this, our first instinct is to say build more hospitals, send more doctors from outside. But hospitals are already there. The key factor behind this tragedy lies low doctor to population ratio of 1 doctor for 7,000 people as compared to 1:1,200 for the state. And whatever doctors are there who come from outside, they rarely stay. So the real solution for this problem is cultivating healthcare professionals from these communities itself. But फिर क्यों नहीं बन पा रहे डॉक्टर यहाँ से? Answer is simple. The NEET examination coaching cost around rupees 2 to 4 lakh, which is unaffordable to these communities. And ये community के लोग अपने बच्चे डॉक्टर बनेंगे ये ड्रीम भी नहीं देख पाते. Also, they lack ecosystem, which is required to get success in such examination and continue higher medical education. This is where Lift for Upliftment comes into the picture. We had been trying to solve this problem since 2015. LFU was started by my friends and me when we were studying MBBS in BJ Medical College, Pune. We provide free NEET coaching in a residential mode for underprivileged and tribal students across 2 branches. One is in Pune and another is the Ulgulan branch, which is designed specifically for tribal students from remote tribal regions of Melghat and Gadchiroli. Here, 22 months of rigorous coaching is being provided to the students. Holistic ecosystem, which take care of coaching, study materials, accommodation, food, one-on-one mentorship, and even this support is continued after NEET right up to their medical degree. That is NEET ke saath bhi or NEET ke baad bhi. All this with lot of care and dignity of beneficiaries. Our faculty consists of practicing doctors, medical students, and alumni who were once toppers in NEET examination and also come from topmost medical colleges across Maharashtra. And even then, the total budget for our faculty of salaries is just 0. What makes LFU unique is that our entire coaching is being done by volunteers. In a year, over 200 volunteers contribute around 3,000 hours of teaching. And while doing this, even their own personal growth is not hampered. Look at me. While doing all of this, I have passed my MBBS examination and even cracked UPSC Civil Services examination. Does it work? Let's meet Durgesh. He's from remote Melghat region. His family earning meager rupees 35,000 annually and with no orientation or awareness about the NEET. He got holistic support of LFU. He cracked NEET, cleared his MBBS, and he has joined his own Melghat region as a medical officer. And this is not one of a story. Since 2015, we have taught 480 students. Out of that, 311 students have won medical seat. 65% selection rate, that is highest among any private coaching industry in India, and more than half are girls. We are not done it. There is a long way to go. Our goal is to scale up this model at India level in a gradual manner. Then what is stopping us? Currently, our Ulgulan branch runs in a 3-story rented building. We can take only 30 students and can serve only 2 tribal regions. Every year, over 100 deserving tribal students are turned away, not because they lack ability, but we do not have sufficient infrastructure. Hence, we have already acquired 4.8 acres of land. Our volunteers are ready. Our building plan is ready. We need rupees 5 crore for phase 1 of this campus. This beautiful state-of-art infrastructure will help us to take our intake capacity from current 60 to 200 students. The outcomes will be minimum 60 medical admissions per year. And by 2040, your financial contribution will help to make 600 plus MBBS and 200 plus paramedics going back to serve their own communities. And remember, one such doctor also uplifts around 15 people around them. The whole family is uplifted out of generational poverty. A whole village gets their own youth as doctors and a new hope that no more children die. So the real choice is this. Do we continue sending temporary solutions from outside or help this community to cultivate their own healers? So let us come together and help making future doctors from tribal belts of India and transform healthcare outcomes of these regions. Thank you.
We all know many people who were firsts. First man on the moon, Neil Armstrong. First man on Mount Everest, Edmund Hillary. Your accomplishment, Dr. Atul, is much greater. You have created so many first-time doctors from so many families and made them all healthcare leaders. Thank you so much, Dr. Atul, and a thank you to all the doctors who work voluntarily with you. Now hold on for a staggering piece of statistics. Nearly 5 crore Indian children sit in a classroom every day and still do not know how to read or count. India's education crisis is no longer about access to schools. It is increasingly about what children are actually learning once they enter the classrooms. Despite high enrollment rates, millions of children continue to struggle with basic reading, writing, and numeracy skills. Neev Shikshan Sanstha had to strengthen the teachers and the pedagogy that held the children up. Their model focuses on continuous professional development along with on-ground engagement with thousands of Anganwadi workers and hundreds of teachers who are building a strong learning foundation across Gujarat. Please join me in welcoming our second to last, yet second to none, non-profit speaker today, Heli Dave.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम हेली दवे है और मैं नीव शिक्षण संस्था से हूँ। चलिए आज की शुरुआत एक गाने से करते हैं। लाखों में एक हूँ बन लाखों में एक तू, शिक्षा की एक बात सुनाऊं थोड़ा थोड़ा सुन ले तू। मुफ्त किताबें मुफ्त में खाना पर शिक्षा में देर है, स्कूलें निकली गांव गांव में फिर भी क्यों अंधेर है। नाम लिखा है स्कूल में सबका फिर भी ये अफसोस है, आधे उनमें पढ़ ना पाते किसके सर का दोष है। नटखट मुन्नी पढ़ ना पाए इसमें सबकी हार है, किसी और को दोष न देंगे हम सब जिम्मेवार है। चलिए मैं ना आपको 3 साल पुराने हमारे जागृति मैम के क्लासरूम में लेके जाती हूँ, जो पिछले 15 साल से ग्रेड 1 एंड ग्रेड 2 को मैथ्स पढ़ा रहे। आज उनके क्लासरूम में 1 से 50 की गिनती चल रही है और पूरा क्लास एनर्जेटिक है। तब जाके मैंने ये सोचा कि चलिए कुछ बच्चों से बातें करते हैं, और मैंने बच्चों को ये पूछा 24 और 36 में कौन सा नंबर छोटा है, या फिर 39 के बाद कौन सा नंबर आता है, और पूरा क्लास शांत हो गया। तब मैंने ये रियलाइज किया कि बच्चे नंबर्स रिसाइट तो कर रहे, पर क्या बच्चों को नंबर्स समझ में आ रहा है? ये सिर्फ एक जागृति मैम नहीं है, ऐसे लाखों क्लासरूम्स है इंडिया में जहां इसी तरीके से पढ़ाया जाता है। और सिर्फ क्लासरूम्स नहीं, हमारा डेटा भी यही कहता है कि बच्चे स्कूल्स में तो आ रहे हैं, पर क्या उनका लर्निंग बढ़ रहा है? आज भी हमारा ग्रेड 3 का बच्चा ग्रेड 2 लेवल के पैराग्राफ्स या स्टोरी को नहीं पढ़ पाता है, और ना ही सिंपल मैथ्स के सम्स कर पाते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि उनका फाउंडेशन वीक है, और उनके फाउंडेशन वीक होने की वजह है कि आज भी उनके क्लासरूम्स जागृति मैम जैसे मेमोराइजेशंस पे चलते हैं रादर देन एक्टिविटी बेस्ड। और इसकी सबसे बड़ी वजह है कि हमारे इंडिया में आज भी 60% से ज्यादा एजुकेटर्स को प्ले बेस्ड ट्रेनिंग नहीं दी गई है, और ना ही उनके क्लासरूम्स में एज अप्रोप्रिएट मटेरियल है। एंड दैट्स व्हेन नीव शिक्षण संस्था कम्स इनटू पिक्चर। हम सिर्फ वन टाइम ट्रेनिंग नहीं पर कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड ट्रेनिंग देते हैं, जहां पे हम हाउ टू टीच पे फोकस करते हैं रादर देन व्हाट टू टीच। हम इसके साथ साथ टीचर्स को क्लासरूम सपोर्ट देते हैं, जहां पे ऑब्जर्वेशंस, मेंटोरिंग एंड डेमोन्स्ट्रेशंस देते हैं। हम हमारे प्रिंसिपल्स एंड गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स जैसे स्टेक होल्डर के साथ हम सॉल्यूशंस को को क्रिएट करते हैं, एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली हम सिस्टम में रह के सिस्टम को स्ट्रेंथन करते हैं, ताकि ये अप्रोच लॉन्ग टर्म एंड स्ट्रेंथन रहे। आपको याद है जागृति मैम का क्लासरूम, जहां बच्चों को 24 और 36 में से कौन सा नंबर छोटा था ये नहीं पता था। आज 3 साल बाद बच्चों को सिर्फ ये नहीं पता कि 24 और 36 में से कौन सा छोटा है, पर 24 में कौन सा नंबर वंस पे आता है और कौन सा टेंस पे ये भी पता है, और 36 में से अगर 3 कम करे और क्या आता है वो भी पता है। हमने शुरुआत की थी 2019 में, जहां हमने 10 टीचर्स से शुरू की थी, और आज 2026 में हम 5000 मोर टीचर्स तक रीच किए हैं विथ 1 लाख चिल्ड्रन। हमारी जो जर्नी है वो सिर्फ स्केल पे नहीं पर हमारे क्लासरूम्स में दिखती है, जहां हमारे टीचर्स ने ये प्रैक्टिसेस को अडेप्ट किया और इसका असर हमें हमारे बच्चों के लर्निंग आउटकम में दिखा, जहां अब हमारे बच्चे क्लासरूम्स में क्यूरियस लर्नर्स हुए, एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट्स हुए एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली कॉन्फिडेंट रीडर्स हुए, और इससे हमारा क्लासरूम एक जॉयफुल क्लासरूम रहा। इसी अप्रोच को आगे लेके जाने के लिए हमारा इस साल का बजट है 1.1 करोड़, जहां हमने 35 lakhs ऑलरेडी सिक्योर किए हैं। वी आर हियर टू आस्क अ हेल्प फॉर 75 lakhs। ये 75 lakhs में आप हमें और 1000 टीचर्स की ट्रेनिंग के लिए हेल्प कर सकते हैं, उन्हीं के टीचर के क्लासरूम्स के लिए लर्निंग मटेरियल्स के लिए भी हेल्प कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि एवरी स्टूडेंट डिजर्व्स अ स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टार्ट एंड अ क्वालिटी एजुकेशन। तो चलिए हम सब एक साथ में कहते हैं, खेल खेल में गजब पढ़ाई, पढ़ना अब आसान करे, खेल खेल में सब कुछ मुश्किल, हर मुश्किल को पार करे, सुन ले मेरी बात जरा और हो जा मेरे संग तू। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Heli, for your super dedicated work. They say the mark of a great nation is built in the solid foundations it creates for its children. You are doing that work for our nation. We are cheering you to ensure children learn and show significant improvements in literacy and in developing their overall confidence. Moving on now to our final amazing pitch for this evening. For over 5 decades, environmentalist Smita Shah quietly championed the idea that the health of a nation begins with the health of its soil. In 2014, she founded Joy, Jaya Organic Yojana, to help tribal farmers with organic farming and community-led livelihood initiatives. At the right time, the founder made a sustainable transition of the NGO to young, capable hands. Joy also supports rural entrepreneurship for women, participatory forest management frameworks, and advocacy for soil, water, forest, and farmers' development. Please welcome Vikas Vishwakarma to present the story of regenerating agricultural ecosystems.
Let me begin with a very simple question. We all eat food, vegetable, grains, millets, and fruits. But have you ever thought of the farm this food comes from? The farmer who grows this food. And how healthy is this food that we all are eating? So hello everyone, I am Vikas from Jaya Organic Yojana. I come from a farming family myself, from a very small village in Madhya Pradesh. And just like my own family, there are over 500 million people in India whose livelihood depends on agriculture. 230 million of these farmers are still living below the poverty line. The farmers who feed us cannot afford to feed themselves. And the reason? The reason is excessive chemical use. Growing up, I watched intensive chemical farming slowly destroy my own village. Season after season, farmers poured chemical into their soil, chasing short-term yield and not realizing the long-term harm. Yield kept falling, chemical costs kept rising until farming became impossible. Families gave up farming altogether, including my own. I was lucky enough to get an education and was able to support my family, but not everybody is that lucky. And we cannot afford to lose our farmers this way. That is why all of us need to act. Act to save our soil before we lose it. Because when soil fails, farming fails. And when farming fails, a family's entire livelihood fails with it. We have started a movement to save the soil. And I would like to take you through this by telling you one of our farmer success stories. Prema Siddhi lives in Narsul village of Uttar Kannada, and she grows areca nut, banana and pepper on her 2.5 acres of land. Land that was hardened by years of chemical fertilizer use. There was no microbial life left. Leaves were turning yellow and the yield was falling season after season. Prema and her husband had to leave their own land and work at somebody else's as labor workers. Their entire annual income was just 30,000 rupees. The situation was very dire. Then Joy arrived on Prema's own land with its 52 weeks of own location training, with the objective to restore her core asset, her soil, so that her farm could become a source of sustainable and long-term livelihood for her family. In 2019, Prema received a vermivet, earthworm, and a training in vermicompost production. But she learned more than composting. She learned to manage her farm like a sustainable business. Today, Prema produces 2,400 kilograms of vermicompost every year at no external cost and uses in her own land. Her soil is recovered, her land is greener, and her areca nut yield is up by 67%. Her family income has gone from 30,000 rupees to 2.5 lakh rupees. This is not just Prema's story. This is a story of all those 4,000 Joy families we are working with, and a proof of what is possible. And it's a reminder for all of us that how many families could benefit given the same chance and same learning. So you might ask, what is Jai Organic Yojana doing differently? Poverty is never just an isolated problem. So we have to work on many areas in farmers' life to make a lasting difference. That's why we didn't just work with Prema. We worked with her entire family, her husband and her daughter, building skills for complete transformation. We don't create dependencies. We build ownership through our Apni Khushali, Apni Zimmedari model. We didn't just provide Prema with few resources and some awareness training. Our trainer Michael Siddhi worked with her on her own farm with real resources for 52 weeks and tracked her progress until her family became self-reliant. We built contiguous blocks of organic land. In Narsul village, we didn't just work with Prema. We worked with the farmers whose land sits next to hers, creating a common shared ecosystem because we believe impact compounds when the whole neighborhood heals its soil together. Joy's approach is simple: heal the soil, train the whole family, and build skills that last for a total transformation. And the results speak for themselves. 7,300 farmers skilled, 300% increase in their income, 8,500 acres of land under organic farming. In the last 12 years, we haven't just helped individual farmers. We have built a seasonal curriculum, a replicable model that holds the basis to work at any climate at any time of the year. That means we are not limited to where we stand today. With the right partners, we can take the same models to new states and reach millions or more farmers at a countrywide level. So now imagine a world where all of our 230 million farmers are earning a decent livelihood, their children have a secure future, and the soil is healthy. We have begun the journey, and I would like to invite you to join us in reaching 3,000 new families over the next 2 years for a start. To get there, we need your support. And the cost is just 9,000 rupees per family for training a farmer for a year-long training with few resources. And the result of investment is that we just spent 2.7 crore rupees. Our farmer will start earning a minimum of 2 lakh rupees every year. Our 3,000 farmers will create a vibrant village economy of 60 crore rupees in circulation every year. So just like Prema, thousands of more farmers are waiting for the same chance. Partner with us, let's heal the soil, let's nourish the communities, and let's grow healthy food to eat for all. Thanks.
Thank you, Vikas, for that wonderful pitch. You and Joy are actually doing Vikas with joy for thousands of people and Mother Earth too. You are restoring ecosystems, revitalizing local communities, improving nutrition, and in turn strengthening the communities and creating dignified livelihoods. That is incredible work. We wish you all the very best. With that, my dear friends, we conclude all the pitch presentations by the SVP India Fast Pitch 2026 cohort. Thank you to our NGO leaders for sharing their stories with us.
Truly, a heartfelt thank you to each of our fellow nonprofit organizations for sharing their journeys with all of us today. It's been nothing short of a marvelous evening listening to all of your stories. And all the very best. The nonprofit organizations have now done their part. And now you must do yours. Support them by donating generously. There is a donation link in the live chat window on the right side of your screen. This will take you to the give.do site to make donations within the fundraisers created for each of the nonprofits who presented here today. In case you wish to donate to all the NGOs equally, please choose the United for Greater Good fundraiser link. Naren, over to you now to wrap things up for this evening and lead us to the winner announcements for Fast Pitch 2026.
While our judges now deliberate on the results of the winners, let me tell you about the far-reaching impact that this event has created. For the last 4 years, Fast Pitch, a carefully designed pitch training program, has helped 56 NGOs to powerfully communicate the story of their work and impact to audience members like you. More than 9,600 previous viewers have very generously supported these NGOs, raising 22.4 crores during and after the event. SVP India partners have coached these NGOs to share their vision, showcase their impact, and build their capacities to sustain continued work. Let us now see how Fast Pitch has powerfully impacted the participating NGOs.
I remember when I got this feedback that do you want to tell the story or you want people to hear your story?
So we thought the volume that we kind of push to people, that we all do so much of good work, will impress them while it confused them.
We are a 20-year-old organization, and to try to fit in all of it in 5 minutes to convey it to somebody impactfully was a huge challenge.
The philosophy and the core value were always there. Putting it into a coherent sentence which is easier for everyone to understand was something which was beautifully put through the whole Fast Pitch program.
Fast Pitch is about getting recognition in the hearts of people and getting money, but getting recognition in the heart and preparing the NGOs in their ability to tell the story. A Fast Pitch is the first opportunity for them to learn the trade of how to speak in a manner that can convince somebody that what they're trying to say makes sense.
You have this whole world of grassroots people working at there and lots of impact happening. And there's this whole world outside of supporters like you and me who want to work for a cause. But where is the communication happening? I think that's where Fast Pitch comes in.
It's rare for a non-profit to have like a team of people come and examine its story. A lot of non-profits, they confuse the audience with too many things. Their good work deserves a good presentation, deserves a good story.
First word that kind of attracted me, enticed me, a very juicy word, was unrestricted funding. Because otherwise NGOs like us, we struggle with, we all have restricted funding. So the internal capacity building, training of team, buying that one laptop just does not happen.
If not for this grant, we would have probably moved into another smaller premise. This gave us the luxury of building a facility which was much bigger, which was much more professional.
We actually did our first offsite as an organization using the SVP fast pitch. And that offsite is still talked about in the organization.
So in 2022, we were working in 15 schools. Currently, we are working in 100 schools. We have 44 fellows. We have 2 music buses. We're working in 3 states in India.
So you have to really understand donor management. I think that is where the donor, any donee, can, the relationship can be more better because the trust comes in, the transparency is there. And that kind of builds up a sustainable model in a way.
I mean, you'd be surprised to know that so many of our partners, even 4 years later, engage with those NGOs today. So there's a variety of things that our partners do because of the connect they build with those NGOs.
The shyness is gone. We are a confident organization. We are growing. Our vision is stronger.
What I got from Fast Twitch is not just the money, but a very, very loving community.
In that one 5-minute pitch, they were able to raise 25% of the annual budget. That to me is the power of fast pitch, because donors see them, hear them, feel for them, and open their hearts out and open their wallets out.
Through the video, you have seen that contributing even small amounts add tremendous value to building the capacity of the nonprofits. They can then courageously do the difficult groundwork of lifting people out of inequity and distress. It is so heartwarming to see all parts of our business communities, foundations, and caring individuals come together to support the fast pitch NGOs. So far, your large-heartedness has shown results in the online donations. We urge you to continue your giving and help the NGOs achieve their fundraising targets. Keep adding to every NGO's fundraiser and support them to impact our society. I often feel they are doing this work on our behalf. To the not-for-profits, there is a beautiful thought that has stayed with me for years. A river never worries about reaching the ocean. It simply keeps flowing. Stone after stone, turn after turn, season after season, it keeps moving. And because it keeps moving, it shapes valleys. It nourishes forests. It gives life to cities. It reaches places it had never imagined. May you become like that river. Not worried about how far you have to go, but committed to taking the next step. Because that is who you are. You didn't wait for perfect conditions. You didn't wait for perfect people. You didn't wait for someone else. You just kept moving. Thank you so much for doing what you do. Just got news that the judges who have been deliberating have now selected our set of winners for this evening. Tonight's Fast Pitch participants will be awarded for their effort with over 70 lakhs in grants from SVP India. Thank you, dear judges, for your presence. Thank you, Geeta, Mahesh, and Ronnie. You certainly had the most exciting and difficult job this evening. I have a couple of questions for you, my dear judges. How has this experience been for you with SVP's Fast Pitch event?
So yes, I think it's been an extreme privilege to sit through so many pitches that have been, well curated. But most importantly, I think just seeing the work of all the founders who've spent years delivering deep impact to real human issues on the ground. It was I think difficult to compare and contrast, difficult to pick up a winner.
Any such experience of selection always is actually very humbling for me to be having this privilege to see some of the most fantastic and deep work and being able to assess and get the inspiration from them is what I take out of this, and this has been one such experience also.
That's wonderful. Another question. What is your message to the audience watching this event? How can they also encourage their networks to participate in supporting NGOs?
You know, when you're going through something like this and you look at entries and you look at pitches, I think it's fair and it's unfair. It's fair because it kind of gives a great platform for everyone to understand what kind of diverse work, but what kind of diverse challenges we have in India. But at the same time, to sit down there and actually put a judgment to it or even evolve with it is very difficult and tricky because of the simple reason that everything that everyone is doing here is so pure. And I think what came out today, at least, was the purity of the thought process, some sense of a personal experience and a story that triggered this, and a very strong sense of lifetime commitment. And so my advice also, while I enjoyed doing this, was to everybody that it is the lifetime journey. It's one of the few lifetime commitments you've made, especially in the not-for-profit sector. So stay with it, stay with your conviction. There'll be lots of ups and downs, but that very single small pleasure that you will get in the satisfaction of making that impact is, as you've all described, so strong, so powerful, that itself is a multiplier effect.
Thank you so much for your time, support, and presence this evening. It meant the world to the NGOs and to us. Now, let's move on to the most exciting part, the winners' announcements. The Bronze Award winner for Fast Pitch 2026 with a grant of rupees 10 lakhs is Vardishnu Social Research and Development Society.
Advait, many congratulations. I think it's just a testament to the amazing work you have been doing with the young girls. I think in very deep-rooted problems that you are trying to address and create pathways and futures that can just not only transform their lives, but lives of many generations thereafter. So congratulations.
Wow, this is an incredible news. Thank you so much, SVP team, for trusting us. This recognition belongs to my coaches, whose love, support, appreciation helped me to prepare better. To my colleague Hitanshi, who was part of the fast pitch process since the beginning. To the incredible team of Vardishnu, who, despite all the challenges, shows up every day with the same passion, commitment, and resilience. To the children, parents, community members, and grassroots leaders who are the heart and the soul of this story. I'm sure that this recognition will help us to amplify the voice for the better, safer, and happier world for all the children. Thank you so much.
The Silver Award winner for Fast Pitch 2026 with a grant of rupees 15 lakhs is Shrishti Foundation.
Well, on behalf of all of us, really want to congratulate the Silver Award winner, which is the Shrishti Foundation, and you get a grant of 15 lakhs rupees. And remember, money is only 1/5 of the entire impact. Overall, the Shramdan, the community you serve, and the effort is going to be much more, and the multiplier effect for the 15 lakhs. And good luck and all the best.
Thanks so much for such a great opportunity. I'm so grateful to my coaches, and thanks to each and everyone at SVP. With all your support, now we can able to build a safe home for women with intellectual disability who have lost their parental care. I take this opportunity to invite you all to visit Shrishti Foundation. Thank you.
The Gold Award winner for Fast Pitch with a grant of 25 lakhs is Care Leavers Inner Circle Forum.
Anisha, many congrats. This is excellent, and continued success to the story, that the care that you are spreading and how impactful it is. This is one token which will take you far. Thank you.
Thank you SVP and all the supporters. मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है क्लिक का नाम इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर सुनकर, एंड ये जो रिकॉग्निशन है वो किसी एक पर्सन का नहीं है, ये पूरे हजारों केयर गिवर्स के लिए है जो क्लिक के साथ एज अ फैमिली जुड़े हुए हैं और उससे भी ज़्यादा खुशी है कि क्लिक आज SVP की फैमिली के साथ भी जुड़ चुका है इस मिशन को पूरा करने के लिए, जो क्लिक का मिशन है केयर से करियर तक का। Thank you.
We extend our deepest congratulations to all the winners and every NGO participating in Fast Pitch 2026. You have also put in a lot of effort and time to hone your skills. And each one of you will receive a grant of rupees 3 lakhs from SVP India. Much gratitude to all 10 NGOs for your tireless efforts and unwavering dedication towards creating positive change. It's wonderful to see how you are making a difference in the lives of countless individuals. It's been a meaningful experience for all of us here at SVP India to be a part of your journeys. Thank you for doing what you do with so much passion. We hope this experience has been as rich and valuable for you as it has been for us. Now, there is a long list of people to thank, all of whom have put their heart into creating this unique opportunity for India's social sector. Our SVP team of chapter chairs and leadership team, who despite being in different geographies, worked as one to make this event happen. All SVP partners who spread the word and ensured we have a great audience today. All partners who carried out various responsibilities, like being on the selection committee that shortlisted these 10 NGOs from 284 applications. And of course, the super committed SVP partner coaches who went out of their way and handheld the NGOs to be transformed as great storytellers. A warm thank you to all the non-profit aggregators and intermediaries who spread the word about Fast Pitch for NGO applications and for the audience outreach. To Ravi Shankar Iyer, our storytelling trainer, to Grassroots Design Agency who designed our website, to GiveDo, our donation platform, to Word Matter Communications Agency for their digital communication support, to Last Bench for presenting this whole event. Our 3 judges, Geeta Goel, Mahesh Yagnaraman, and Ronnie Strurola, thank you so much. And the super fantastic, large-hearted audience who made this evening possible with their generosity. Thank you all, goodbye, and see you next year.
जुनूं और सुकून का सफर है हमारा, बदलेगा कुछ तो यकीन है हमारा। खुद के सफर में ढूंढेंगे खुद को, खुद से जुड़ेंगे कहीं, है ये यकीन। मुश्किलें कई हल भी यही है अभी, तरह तरह से जुड़ते हैं सारे, बढ़ते हैं मिलकर सभी। कहना था मुश्किल अपनी जुबानी, कम वक्त में इतनी लंबी कहानी, हाँ फिर भी डरना नहीं, है ये यकीन। बहुत कुछ से सब कुछ, सब कुछ से सारा जहां, संग चल रहे थे 2 ख्वाब को, जुड़ जाएंगे अब यहाँ। संग है तुम्हारे, खुद बन रहे हैं खुद के सहारे, लिखे कहानी